Children, of course, they view the world very differently than adults, but how well are they truly seeing their surroundings? What happens when their sight is interrupted?
Naomi Barber from Specsavers joins us from Vancouver this morning to discuss the issue and why we need to address it as early as possible. Good morning, Naomi.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to see you. So I think a lot of the times we think of vision loss when we get older. That's a concern. But the reality is even children can be impacted.
Absolutely, especially children. Actually, before the age of 6 or 7, it's very formative in terms of the growth and development of the eye. So routine eye exams for children, particularly actually before they begin school, is very important.
Yeah, without a doubt. And are there any warning signs at all, Naomi? I mean, how can we tell if our young kids, if they're losing some of their vision?
There can be, for sure. Yeah, eye rubbing, irritated, watery, red eyes. Some children will complain of maybe soreness or tiredness, and general irritability can sometimes present. But a lot of parents who have children with vision issues will say they weren't actually sure until the child was assessed by an optometrist. So children don't necessarily know that they're not seeing the world around them the way they should. They don't have a precedent necessarily.
Okay, and you talk about an optometrist. You know, what does an eye exam look like for children, especially if children can't always kind of communicate what's going on?
Yeah, it's a great question. A lot of parents do have concerns. How would an optometrist assess my child's eyes? I think a really important thing to know is that optometrists have all sorts of tips and tricks and assessments that they can do without the child actually knowing that they're being assessed. So unlike an adult eye exam where sometimes you feel like you're being questioned, we're able to perform assessments in fun and clever ways using colourful toys and special lights and lenses to look at the back of the eye, at the health of the eye, and also at the visual status of the child. So it's actually can be quite a fun 20 to 30 minutes.
All right. And how often should we have our kids' eyes examined? I mean, when their eyes are growing, do you need to do it more often?
Yes, absolutely. So the Canadian Association of Optometry suggests an eye exam actually before the age of 12 months, then one between the age of 2 and 5, and then every year thereafter. And in most provinces, provincial insurance will contribute towards the cost of that eye exam because of the importance of this. We know that 1 in 4 children will develop a condition that affects their vision before they begin school. So it's really critical to have routine eye examinations for our littlest ones.
Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm already learning so much in this whole segment, but what is something you still want parents and caregivers to know?
Yeah, I think we have a campaign at the moment at Specsavers. It's called the Wonder Campaign, and it's an ad that talks about the wonder of children and how they experience the world. And we're very passionate about that. We think about so many things when it comes to children's development, but if you really stop and think about it, how they see the world is really how they then progress, develop confidence, learn, and even things like fine motor skills, balance, and their ability to interact with others is really, really dependent on how well they see. So really encouraging routine eye exams for children. It's never too early to start. And if you contact your local optometrist, they'll be able to advise and guide on the best thing for your child.
All right, some good and important information for parents. Naomi, thank you so much for this morning. We appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, up next on TMS, Emmy Rossum is here to talk about her fearless new thriller series and how motherhood has changed her perspective.
This portion of the morning show is brought to you by Specsavers.